Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Coming back with another PSA reveal video highlighting our recent 50 card submission. Today I got 34 of those cards. One of them came back damaged, so we had to ship that back to PSA to get fixed. The group submitter is taking care of all that. And then we had 15 rejects that didn't meet we're trying for 9s and 10s. So they didn't meet the 9-10 mark based on the initial review by the group submitter. So we decided on some of them not to be sent, which is fine. And they're low-end, mid-tier cards, so it's not the end of the world that they didn't get slabbed up. So saved us some money on that aspect of things. In the order, we had a couple cards that we were, trying to cross grade. My buddy wanted to crack these out of some CSGs or SGC slabs and convert them over to PSA. So they had some 10s, and this time around, we were lucky enough, and we had two of them go from either an SCG 10 or the BGGC 10. I can't remember the name. I was trying to find the tags to show them, but I misplaced the tag, so dirty office. But yeah, I'll throw an image of those two Conseicos up on the screen here now. So he was pretty happy with those, and the other Conseco came back min grade. They estimated it to be an 8. There looked like to be a corner damage. So it was, again, one of those off-brand grading companies that had graded it a gem mid, and once we cracked it out of the slab, you could see there were some surface issues, so we decided to hold off on sending that one. And then the other one that we had cracked out of a previous slab, well, I'll start off with it right here. This was previously a PSA 5 I had submitted in a prior go-around, and I had been looking on eBay, looking at 5s versus 6 versus 7s, and I don't know, I felt the 5 was a little too harsh for this one. Now, I have seen some 7s and 8s, but I thought what was getting me was right here. The cut line on his head was a little off, but I had seen 7s come back in that. But outside of that, I mean, like the surface, it's hard because there's multiple ridges here. So that could be playing a big factor into it. But on these 1996s, I mean, they're tough grades in my opinion. But overall, it came back a 6, so hey, at least we got bumped up a grade, and I'm happy with it. It goes in with my Kobe collection, so there's no problem there. Next up, got a 92 Jordan. It came back a 9, and I was kind of shocked. I sent a couple of these in, but this one made the cut, and I can see now. Before, I don't know why I didn't see it before, but now it's a little heavy on this side. Little less on the left, so I guess the centering is what got me here. But I thought with the 60-40 split that I might be able to squeak out a 10, but is what it is. Came back a 9. Got a 90 Skybox. I have a ton of these things are so mass printed, but over the years, as you traded them, played with them, found them in shoe boxes, corners, edges are all going to be dinged up and worn up. So I have about 10 of these, but this was the best looking one that I figured, give it a try, see if we can get a 10 in it. If not, 9 is fine, basically break even, but still just a neat card, a very well-known card. Here's a cool card, just like the color combo, the 91 Skybox USA for the Barcelona, the Dream Team. I was really hoping this was a 10, but I've seen a lot of videos actually coming back where guys are getting a bunch of 9s on these, but again, it's it's heavily printed. Again, for its age, I think I've had this since I was a kid, so it may not have always been top loaded, but the corners look pretty good. But yeah, so we got another 9. 97 Topps Jordan, another 9. We got the Upper Deck or Collector's Choice Jordan International French in 8. So that's kind of shocking that initially this made the grade as we were projecting 9s and 10s, but this came back in 8. So I don't know what it was, what they saw that myself and this group submitter's pre-screener didn't see, but is what it is, as I like to say. couple Kobe's on the Revolutionaries. I picked these up raw at a card show for I think 10 or 15 each, and was hoping that at least one of them would come back at 10. And I'm trying to see which one it is. I think it might be this one. There was like a little surface imperfection near the right past the Y and the A, but I can't seem to get the light to hit it. But bummed that one of them didn't come back at 10. And I'm not sure what the 9 values are. Now this one I find interesting. So I ripped the box of this Brilliance long ago when it first came out, and pulled the 2 Kobe's, and both of these came back at 9, which I'm just shocked, because when I initially did some research looking at the pop report, there were 3 9s and I think 10 10s. So the gem rate favors the 10. And now there's 5 9s and 11 10s. And I've got 2 of the 9s, which is a bummer. Was hoping at least one of these would come back at 10, and then I was going to sell the other one. So that does kind of stink that we got 2 9s in that one again. There's another cool Kobe. I've got a Jordan like this that I'm going to prep for the next order. The Soaring Stars, High Flying 9. Just a cool looking card. I got this in a bulk deal when I bought a bunch of Kobe rookies. So, not that I think it's a high price 9, but still add to my Kobe collection, so anything's good. I'm happy with it. Bowman's Best from 98, 9. I did just pick up the Bowman's Best rookie, so I'll get that prep for the next order. Got a little Joe Burrow, second year Mosaic to 199, the orange Mosaic out of Absolute, PSA 9. Again, oh yeah, we always hope for 10s, and in this order, I got more 9s than 10s, it seemed like, but nothing I can really do about it. Cool Wade, Anthony, and Bosch rookie. In the preview submission video that I did, I had a couple LeBrons, but the LeBron was, I think, with TJ Ford and some other no-name guy that didn't make it. So the LeBron rookie version of this didn't make the cut. They were estimated to come back 7s and 8s, a little bit of centering issues in some corners. So at least I got one of them graded. So I got Upper Deck First Edition Jordan, the gold. I saw this in a 10, and I think it was going for a couple $100. So I had one of these laying around from when I ripped a box of this from back in 08, 09, and yeah, I wish I got some grading notes as to what they saw, or something that I can pick up on as to why it didn't gem, what they're seeing, just to kind of get an insight into how they're thinking. This one's a cool one. I picked this up for $5 at a card show in the value bins, and it came back at 9. So I was pretty stoked because I had submitted this in a prior order and it didn't pass the pre-screening. It came back like a 7 with surface issues. And when I got it back, I was trying to see what the pre-screener saw, and I just couldn't. So I didn't do anything crazy. I didn't put any oil on it or anything like that. I just wiped it down again with a microfiber cloth and put it back in the penny sleeve and resubbed it. And I just requested that they send it in regardless of grade, because I just like the Topps Gold label. But to come back a 9, that's pretty cool. Little Jalen Hurts, Jalen Reagor, NT rookie patch to 25. This one has, again, even though it's the prime to 25, low pop, 2 8s. This is the only 9, and I believe there's 110. And I was kind of hoping that this would be the 110. I hadn't not seen that pop up on eBay when I looked at the pop report to kind of snoop. But unfortunately, we got the 9. Now, what is kind of a bum, and as you can see, there's a little speck right by his elbow. Now, that speck was not there when I submitted this card off to the group grader. So I'm not sure, what happened, if that was on it when PSA got it. And, let me know your thoughts. That could be part of the problem with sending it to a third party. Something could pop up. It could get damaged when they're doing their preview, or, a speck of dirt get lodged into the holder or whatnot. But if this was on PSA end, then I would have hoped they would have, cleaned it, the slab, if it's just underneath the slab in the plastic, because that was not on the card. So I'm not sure if that would have been enough, but, that could have been what kept it from jimming. But, these thick cards, the corners on these NTs, to me, from what I've seen with other cards, these are much better, much sharper. I've graded a couple of these, and I've had a couple come back 9s, and I've had one come back at 10. So it is possible to get a 10, but that's a cool card. Hopefully they can do well in the playoffs. The next run of Kobe's is from 2019 Prism, and I knew these were mainly going to be 9s. I was trying to hope for a dark shot out of 10 with the 60-40 centering, because they favor the right a little bit. It's a little bit thicker over here, a little less over here, but we've got the Fast Break Prism. We got the Hyper Prism. The Orange Ice. It's just a cool color match. And then actually I got 2 Orange Ices, and I was kind of hoping one of these would gem. I think this one had a little smidge bit better centering than this one. So I was kind of hoping that, they'd see this, get the 9, and maybe this one would get the 10, but oh well. And then the 9 on the Purple Wave. I thought this one had a better centering, but, or maybe it'd been a corner that got me. But again, it goes back to, I wish I, had some grading notes, but it's all right. I like the clean look of the slab. I like Kobe. I like the color match, so it's all good there. And now to the good stuff. So starting off with a nice Curry Blue Shimmer, Gem Mint 10. Picked this up off eBay for a couple bucks. I just like it. Cool color match. I like the shimmer look. It's just a retail insert. It's not the numbered, like, normally shimmers are like, what, first off the line, but for at least football, that is. But yeah, so got the blue shimmer. Nice 10 there. How about a Curry Rookie Comeback Gem Mint 10? So that's pretty cool. Bought this off Wooten Sports Cards on Whatnot. If you haven't checked out his stream, check it out. He runs a lot of awesome cards and starts everything at $1. Or in some of this higher end stuff, he'll have a suggest a price starting bid. But yeah, he started this one off at $1 and won it for under comps. So that's always awesome when you can get a card under comps. And it was in great condition. So sent this bad boy off, and happy to see that it came back at 10. So similar to the gold, we got just the first edition. This is just the silver, the base. This is actually going to be my first Jordan in a PSA 10, so that's pretty stoked to at least get one of the cards graded a 10. Then back to my Kobe's. Oh man, I love Topps Chrome. I love the early 2000s. Here's another insert. And when I had looked some of these up, again, I think a lot of these pops are, just over 100 or just under 100. So compared to the volume of printing that's going on nowadays, to be able to get one of these raw, I bought this off eBay back during the pandemic, so I probably overpaid during that time, but just had held on to it and come back at 10. That's always awesome. So that'll go in the PC to last for a while. Then how about the Coast to Coast from 2002 Topps Chrome? Nice, another, insert here. Came back at 10, so pretty stoked about that. And now the final two. These are probably, two of my best cards that in this order that I'm happy to see come back a 10. I've had this card for a while. I'm pretty sure I ripped this as a kid when I bought some gold label early on, like maybe 1 or 2 packs. And I had a Jordan, and I sleeved it up, and it's been in a top loader ever since. But came back at Gem Mint 10. I think initial pre-screening, they said maybe an 8, and I said send it anyway. So, if there's a card that you want to get slabbed, just slab it up. Who cares? Buy the card, not the grade. But I'm happy to see this come back in a 10. So pretty stoked about that. And then the last card, when I bought the other gold label for $5, I think I found this, and again, I think these are $5 or $10, you know, as well. It's pretty cheap, but it came back at 10. That's so cool. I love the color match, the look, the refractor feel and look to it. So yeah, check that out. And as you see, there's one little surface dimple right there on the foul line, right in the green. So I, probably got lucky there. So needless to say, pretty stoked about this one as well. Coming back at 10. So let me know what you think. What was your favorite card out of the order? Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see your comments. Overall, my buddy and I are pretty happy with the order. Always happy to get the cards back, get them protected, get them slabbed up, and happy to get some 10s in this order. So yeah, I appreciate everyone watching. Let me know what your favorite card is, and we'll go from there. Thanks.